Today I'm going to talk about basil and splitting up shop bought basil and see if we can make it last a little bit longer than it usually does. We've all been to the supermarket and we've bought a pot of basil and paid about £1.20, £1.30 for it, brought it home, put it on the kitchen windowsill, and then within about a week or so the basil has shriveled up and it's died. We take the plastic sleeve off and the leaves and stems all flop over. Sometimes it lasts a week, 10 days, but sometimes it just lasts a few days and then we've had it. The instructions on the back of this basil plant say put it in a saucer of water and put a bit of water in the saucer so that the plant can suck it up. Now we've done that and I don't think it really makes any difference. So this pot is a pot of shop bought basil which I bought last week, and this one, believe it or not, is a plant from a similar pot which I bought in April. Yes, April. I've been meaning to finish this video off for a long time, so in effect this video has been 5 months in the making. This pot of basil was one of these which I split up in April. So why does your shop bought basil die really quickly? I think first of all we need to understand how the process works. I've not visited a basil sowing factory or greenhouse or anything like that, so I'm just sort of thinking through the process of how I think it would go, and how you could get a pot of a plant, be it coriander or parsley or basil, to be presented like this and to be sold for just £1.25. Well, I think the process for a start is fully automated. It's just a load of robots and the pot is thrown into onto a conveyor belt. It's filled with compost and the seeds are set in there. For any of us that grow plants from seed, you would never ever put 15, 20 seeds into a pot this size. So then the process would be the right amount of light, the right amount of moisture, and the right amount of temperature to get this process going. I suspect that these seeds germinate fairly quickly, and with growing lights and other specialist equipment, the basil is brought to this stage within a matter of a few weeks or even less. It's then given a final quality check, I would suspect, and then straight into a sleeve, packed into a temperature controlled environment on the back of a lorry, and then off to the local supermarket where we see it. We see it on the shelves, we think, oh, that's wonderful, that's reasonably quite priced, and then we buy it. And then there's the moment that we go ping through the supermarket checkout, then I would suggest that unless we do something with it, from then on it's all downhill, because the plant is not designed to last or live any longer than that point there. The grower has managed to get the plant to the right size, the right quality, acceptable to the supermarket, so then their job is done. So then we take it home, we put it on the windowsill, and we may or may not water it, and we may or may not follow the instructions on the back of the packet there, which says place in a saucer of water and allow the plant to soak up the water from beneath. We may use it all in one go to make a pesto or something like that, but from my experience we usually leave it on the windowsill and we pick at it over a period of time and just use it that way. Slightly more shoots in it than this one does, and I think there must have been over 20. Some were quite strong and some were quite sort of weak, and so I carefully teased them all apart and divided them all up, and then planted them on and potted them on into their own individual pots with some new potting, and that's where we get this from. This one was never designed to be in the kitchen. It was never designed to be used for anything other than on sentry duty. And this one has been, since April, it's been down between my tomato plants, keeping away bugs and unwanted EBGBs for the last 5 months. You can see it has a very good, established an extremely good root system, and it's developed a very strong woody stem. And you can see here where I've cut off several shoots, because this was one of the leggy ones and it was flopping all over the place. So I cut off some of the top or the longer shoots and placed them in a little vase of water where they all rooted on. So what am I going to do with this one? Well, what I'm not going to do is actually split it up into 15 or 16 separate plants, because although it is possible to do that, it's not really sort of practical, because you just get one stem, you get 5 leaves, and then you sort of make something with tomatoes or a salad, something like that. You pick off the 5 leaves and then you're just left with the stalk. So what I'm actually going to do with this one is I'm actually going to split it up, and I'm going to split it up into 2 plants. I shall take it out of its pot. Now again, it's got a fairly good root system, and I would suggest that the plant has used most of the nutrients that are in that soil, and most of the nutrients that were put in there to get it to this state, that's exhausted that compost. So unless we plant it on into some new compost in a slightly bigger pot, it could be a slightly bigger pot, or we could use this pot, it's just going to die. And that is why when you bring home your shop bought basil, you should always do something with it other than just putting it in a saucer of water on the windowsill. This one I shall split into 2, and quite frankly, for £1.25, if I get a steady source of nice leafy basil leaves over the next month, I'll be more than happy. As gardeners, we always like to experiment, we always like to push the boundaries, and if we can just get something working that's not really designed to, you know, we're so much more the happier. So I'll get this potted on into 2 separate pots, and then I think we should be good to go. The same process applies to things like coriander and to parsley. Now, out of the 3 plants, basil, coriander and parsley, I don't have any trouble getting coriander and parsley to germinate. I can do that in the greenhouse. I have a propagator in my little greenhouse down the bottom, so I don't have any trouble really in getting those 2 plants to germinate. So I'm happy to plant a few seeds in a pot, get the thing to germinate, and we can get them to this sort of standard quite easily. So here we are down between the 2 sheds where I do my potting up. And I'm just going to split the basil into the 2 pots. Again, just tease it out and very gently sort of tease it into 2. Now I've got 2 prepared pots which are slightly bigger than the pot that the basil was grown in. So we'll pop that in there, put some compost around the sides, just firm it down a little bit, and I will give that a little bit of water. What I may do is actually, because there are 2 quite long plants or stems there, so what I'm going to do is just snip that one off. That will make it easier for the plant to actually stay upright. And these 2 sprigs of basil, we can use those quite easily over the next day or so. So the second one, again, that's got a fairly floppy set of shoots on it, so we'll do the same there. pop it in, get some compost in there. Now this compost should have enough nutrients already built into it, because most compost does, and they shall be fine for about a month or so. Again, 2 very long stems, so that one can come off, that one can come off. Now we have 4 stems here. Now we can either drop those into a bit of water. If I was going to do that, I would remove those leaves and those things there, so I'd have a nice long stem, drop it into some water, and within a week or so that will have produced some roots. But I don't really need to do that. So we have two pots of basil. Again, that one is just playing a little bit hard to get, so there we go. Which I will now give it a good water, and we've got a little bunch there, and there's one there as well. So not bad for £1.20, £1.25. So to wrap this video up then, 2 small pots of basil, a few cuttings in a little vase, and I've still got my good old faithful original one. This is the last one from that splitting up of the shop bought basil in April. That will go back on sentry duty. These will go in my kitchen and will be used in cooking. And as I said earlier on in the video, I hope that they will last probably 2, 3 or even 4 weeks. So let's see how they get on. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. So if you like the sort of content of the videos that I'm actually producing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and get other people to subscribe if you'd like to do that for me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.